in the 7 or so months since I've been coming here, there's been life stuff. I've got a lot of life stuff going on, but it's different. Like, it just feels different. The way I respond, the way that I choose to respond is different. You know, I've the energy and focus on my career is like probably the highest it's been in a very long time. I've landed what I call my dream job, and that I feel could not have happened without, you know, really looking at myself and having the confidence to make that change. So this has been, so I'm getting a bit emotional, this has been probably life changing and in a way life saving. So yeah. Why I initially first came into the brain wellness spa. If I'm honest, I had hit a bit of a rock bottom. Various things, personal, career, just life really. And I literally was laying in bed, been in bed for probably over 24 hours, almost 48 hours, suffering what I thought I was going through a bad case of depression. And it popped into my head because a friend had referred me probably a couple of years earlier, but I never did anything with it. And yeah, I don't know what made me think of it. It popped into my head. I literally grabbed my phone, Googled it, booked a first session or consult right then and there. The lead up, I almost cancelled various times. I was quite overwhelmed with emotion and a bit nervous. I guess anxiety levels were at an all-time high. I wasn't leaving my house. So yeah, I came in and I'd basically met Jenny for the first time and felt an overwhelming sense of calm as soon as I met her. And we went down into the room, sat in a chair, and I pretty much just, yeah, everything just flowed, and I had a million tears, and yeah, it was very overwhelming, but felt safe, felt there's something about coming in here and just the energy just felt, yeah, really safe, really calm. And so when did I notice a difference in myself? Without it seeming a bit cliche, but after the first session. So like I said, I kind of hit rock bottom. I was doing fly in, fly out work. My relationship, even though it was a really short one at the time, had come crashing down. I had realised in myself I had been looking for happiness external to myself and didn't like me, and I didn't like the world I created, I guess. And after the first session, I kind of sat there and thought, what does 2019 look like? Because it was the end of 2018, it was December. And I just had the confidence to start making some really big changes. I applied for jobs. I started to actually focus on stuff that was internal for myself, started journaling, actually adulting, getting up out of bed and doing the things I needed to do, just in my own home, but also, I guess, on a physical, like, wellness side as well. So my rock bottom looked quite ugly. It had been building over a number of years, and I felt like I was in a cycle. So I would get to this really big high stage, and then something would happen and my whole world would come crashing down. And the last trigger was a relationship breakdown, and it was a very short-lived experience, but it just highlighted to me how much emphasis I put on others and other things in my world rather than myself. So the rock bottom, I was not enjoying FIFO. I was literally hating getting on the plane and going back to work every swing. I wasn't spending time with my friends and family. The only thing that was keeping me ticking over was my training. That was a very big part of, I guess, keeping me level-headed and healthy. I guess healthy in the sense of I wasn't eating badly, and I was still training, but everything else wasn't. So rock bottom. I didn't like my life. I didn't like who I was. My personality at that stage was very, how can I describe it? Very reactive, very defensive, and like the why me kind of mentality. And it becomes a broken record. And even though there'd been a lot of stuff building up to that moment in time, I wasn't okay with that, and it wasn't who I know that I am. So it was kind of, I had let so many external things and so many life things just keep beating me down, that I became, I would go, say, out drinking and just become a nasty, but like very victim mode, and why me, and it was just a really horrible space. Didn't like looking at myself in the mirror, didn't like life, didn't like me. It was, it was pretty bad. Mm-hmm. Would cry at the drop of a hat. Didn't think I was worthy of being happy, I don't think. So I dived in, and I remember my first session with Jenny. She said, look, I really feel like we can help you, but it's up to you, the commitment. Financially, I had that in my head. I'm like, can I do this? And I actually ended up doing 2 sessions a fortnight. So I got the program done really quickly. Mm-hmm. The reason I decided to do that was because after my first couple of sessions and I started applying for jobs, I landed a new job. And so I was rolling into 2019, finishing the old, starting the new, and I really wanted, in myself, I wanted to be 100% focused on what was next with my career. And so for me, finishing the emotional empowerment program was key to that. So I actually finished that within a month and a half, I think, from memory. And I've been doing other sessions on top of that to build on self-esteem and confidence. But I made that commitment to myself because in the past, like I said, I've been a bit of a cycle with depression and dealing with life problems, and I've been on antidepressants, anti-anxiety. I've done the partying and drug scene years ago, and I just knew that my patterns weren't getting me where I needed to get to in life. So describing how I am right now and how I am in general, I'm super happy. I'm determined to help others around me in a capacity that's not of detriment to myself, which I've done in the past, not kind of looking after myself first, and that whole not filling my cup first. So I'm very aware of that. I have the confidence to say no. I also, I'm probably a lot more reflective, and I'll always circle back, and I have a lot more confidence in, I've always taken pride on being able to admit when I've been wrong, but I probably haven't circled back or made amends with people or things when I have done that. Whereas now, it's very much, it's part of, I guess, healing and moving forward and growing as a person. And I've started identifying more now my weaknesses and starting to build on them, whereas before I think I was a bit, probably my ego was in the way to be able to do that. So, and it was always blaming other people. So I think now, like life's great. Like I've got a new relationship, new job, got some really big goals, career-wise, like I said, just really focused and looking forward to how I can further build on that, and having the confidence and loving who I am, and loving the space I'm creating, and also loving being able to know when I need time out for myself. I used to get a lot of anxiety about spending time on my own. I didn't like my own company, and now I take that time out and make sure I make time for that, because at the end of the day, if I'm not right, then everything else kind of comes crumbling down. So I would give someone. I think the biggest thing is investing in yourself. Have the confidence to invest in yourself and just trust that this could be what you're looking for. Like I said, I was referred here a couple of times by 2 different people, and that was through my ups and downs of depression. And I didn't really pay attention. I was just like, oh yeah, I'd been prescribed medication from the doctor, so I was kind of just taking that for face value. But when you hit rock bottom, I'm just lucky that I remembered this place, because I'd hate to think what would have been next in that rock bottom. Like I said, I was a mess when I walked in here, and I think I scared myself. So I think for anybody that deals with anxiety, depression, or just chaos of life, coming in here, I looked forward to coming in here. This was priority over everything else. I guess in the past I'm a spender, and so to prioritise my spending at a critical point in my life, rather than going out and buying new shoes, buying new clothes, which everyone does online shopping, I was rather spending it on myself and investing in my brain health, to be able to invest it in myself and walk out and know that I'm a better person, not just for myself but for everyone around me. The ripple effect, the investments, it's worth its weight in gold. I can't put it into words enough of the investment you'll make and the rewards you'll get back.